Welcome to The Space, a video series designed to support teachers and leaders in building brain-friendly classrooms so that all students can learn in deep and joyful ways. I'm Dr. Robert Dillon.
I'm Rebecca Hare.
The learning needs of our students are quite varied. So building learning spaces that support one group over another leads to unneeded learning gaps. One of the groups that we need to intentionally design for are our students that need quiet.
The world bombards our students with so much noise and stress, and marrying this in our learning spaces takes away from the learning. There are many great ways to support our learners and their needs for quiet moments to read, reflect, and refocus throughout the school day.
The noise that our students experience today is amazing. Whether it's screen time, whether it's the trucks running down the street, whether it's the yelling in our households, whatever it is, our students come to us having experienced a lot of noise every day.
Yeah, not to mention the walls of our classroom that are full of 20 different kinds of alphabets or posters, and there's not really a lot of quiet space for a student to kind of take refuge in.
Yeah, and when we do give that quiet, it doesn't always have to be every day for every student. It's really about being selective. I had a student one time come to me and just said, I can't do it today, I just need to put my head down in the back of the room. And it was clear that something had happened the morning before, and he really just needed some space where he could be quiet for that moment. And he was the kid that was always feeding off the energy of the classroom, but sometimes even those kids need quiet.
Yeah, and I also had a student who we went outside to work one day, and she the rest of the year asked, can we go outside again? Can we go outside again? And she was so productive and so happy, and she just needed to be away from all of the noise. And I think that having that culture and that trust, first of all, as an educator, that they feel free to come up and ask is probably the most important thing. And that you're also being respectful in your space and thinking, do I need 10 alphabets? Or do I need all these posters? How can I allow this space to be also calming as well as exciting at times?
Yeah, you keep using the word reduce too. We need to reduce and reduce and reduce so we can really get down to the heart of the learning that's happening. The other thing is we know reflection's a deep, important part of the learning process, and that often happens in quiet.
Yeah.
And if we can't recreate that in our classrooms, are we really going to allow our students to reflect at the level that we really want?
Yeah, I'm much more of a processor where I need to chat about things, and that's how I figure out what's working for me, but that's not true of everyone. So I think allowing students to recognize the process that helps them learn, and then to move into that space, we allow them to be the flexible, here's our quiet area, here's our quiet corner, or you can go into this classroom while that's happening, and allow for that, and they can ask for it. Also, when the classroom is really noisy, I had one pre-K student, Jack, where he would always ask for the quiet songs. I would play one quiet song and he would raise his hand and say, just need quiet, and all the students would sit very quietly and they'd work beautifully, and we'd just remind them that we're doing this to create a moment for relaxation and for focus for everyone in the classroom.
It's amazing that learning spaces can really be culture builders, because that's a piece of culture where every kid was respectful just because of the quiet in the learning space that you created. And I think most importantly, quiet isn't always about noise. It can be about feel too. You can walk into a space that's kind of noisy, but it feels quiet. And we have to make sure we allow for that as well.
Yeah, I think just allowing each student to recognize where and when they work best, and giving them those permissions to say, hey, today I need a quieter day, or in this moment, or while I'm doing this activity, I need quiet. Then when they're home and when they're adults and when they're creating their world and their work, they can create that for themselves and be more productive and happier people.
Thanks for joining us for this video on the importance of quiet. Look for ways to carve out time and space for things to calm and slow down during the school day.
Our challenge to you is to create a moment of quiet. It could be total silence, or you could play a song. I choose Canon in D. My students like that. We know it lasts for about 4.5 minutes, and we play that once a period, twice a day, whenever the students really need it. That creates a moment of total quiet. People work independently and can get that refuge that they need.